the lights on, cameras roll, time to break the mold. No more silence, every story's gotta be told. Truth in the air, no filter, no disguise. Real talk, real change, we open up your eyes. We got the voices that are changing the game. Fearless, unchained, calling our names. From the struggles to the rise, we expose, we ignite. No topic too deep when you step in the light. We got the answers, spotlight, let your truth be heard. Unfiltered conversations, every thought, every word. We challenge, we question, we dive in the deep, breaking the silence. No secrets we keep. From the pain to the power, the lessons we learn. Voices of the people, let the fire burn. Dr. Donna, Dr. Laxley, leading the way, guiding the truth in a world full of gray. Experts, activists, voices untold. Everyday heroes with stories so bold. This is more than a show, it's a movement, a spark, illuminating shadows, bringing light to the dark. We got the voices that are changing, be heard. Unfiltered conversations, every thought, every word. We challenge, we question, we dive in the deep, breaking the silence. No secrets we keep. Step into the spotlight, let your truth be heard. Unfiltered conversations, every thought, every word. We challenge, we question, we dive in the deep, breaking the silence. No secrets we keep. We got the voices, spotlight, let your truth be heard. Unfiltered conversations, every thought, every word. We challenge, we question, we dive in the deep, breaking the silence. No secrets we keep. And if you want the real, then tune in right now. We're breaking down walls, no backing down. One mic, one voice, one mission tonight. Step into the spotlight, let's get it right. Let's get it right. Let's head to the spotlight. Let's get it right. What do?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to In the Spotlight. This is the home of unfiltered conversations where real talk is what we do. I am none other than Dr. Donna Thompson.
And I'm Dr. Laxley Stephenson, and together we are your fearless moderators. Dr. Donna, what's up? What's going on?
Oh my goodness. It is a great Monday evening. I am absolutely blessed, honored to be here, and we had a great weekend, I must say.
Well, you know, before we get to the weekend, I am also honored to be here. Just grateful for life, you know. So much is happening out there that the very fact that we can come on this platform and say hello, how you doing, and just big up everyone, right? It says so much. So for that, I am grateful. I'm honored. Yeah, some big things happened this weekend. But before we go there, we have some guests on. Some of our good friends are on the platform with us. And we're going to bring another good friend on later. But let's say hi to Dr. Miranda Wellington and Dr. Kereisia Brown-Lysesam. What's up?
It's good. It's good to be here. Always a pleasure to be on Collision with a Purpose. It feels like coming home.
I'm always smiling when I'm on because I'm always excited to be sharing the space with you. We talk about a collision with purpose. Anytime I'm on this platform, we're really colliding with purpose.
Oh,
Indeed.
thank you.
Indeed. Indeed. So I should say that if you're watching us from wherever you are, just share the broadcast, because what we have to talk about today is going to be powerful, it's going to be impactful, and it's life changing. So you too will have your collision with your purpose. Now, Dr. Donna, let's get to what happened this weekend.
Yes. So, oh my goodness, this weekend was a very powerful master class, the growth mindset master class that took place at actually your home.
Well, let's keep that part a secret. Let's not talk
Okay.
about that
Well,
part.
you know what? No longer a secret, right? I'm sorry. You should, you didn't tell me that I should have kept it a secret. But nevertheless, right? It was a powerful masterclass that you actually offered to friends and family, and just presenting and speaking about where they are, and actually how to grow. And what was so great about the class is that before you even got to the actual meat and bones of the class, the whole presentation, there was so much to unpack with individuals that were there, the engagement, the interaction that took place. I think we probably spent a little bit over an hour just individuals sharing where they are, their growth, their challenges. It was a powerful session, and it lasted, of course, longer than you even had intended on the class lasting. But it just shows where individuals are within their lives, and that as long as you are above ground, there is room for growth and improvement in oneself.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. And,
absolutely powerful session this
yeah,
past weekend.
yes, indeed. That first couple of questions we asked, and it was about an hour and a half before we
Mhm.
got to slide one, which was something. That was something. So that in itself, by itself, was amazing. The interaction was amazing, and such collaboration. Not us as presenters alone, just presenting, but we learned so much from the 15 participants who were
Mhm.
there. And I have been receiving so many phone calls since they want another workshop. They said there's got to be a follow up. However, that there's a cost
Yes.
to the follow up. But we will do a couple more of those because we like to take care of our friends here at A Collision with Purpose, and we like to bless them because we want them to bless others as well. Now, we tonight is a big night. The celebration and information and sharing and all that stuff. So I'm gonna ask you to bring on Dr. Benzie Roy Davidson. Just say something about him before we bring him on.
Oh my goodness. So before we even bring on Dr. Davidson, right? I just want to say what an example of a leader that he is. And he's done that, not just words, but in action. I had the privilege of going to California, right before the year ended, and he offered the workshop, the same workshop, growth mindset, to all his employees, and to invest in his employees and their growth. He showed such enthusiasm about where his employees are in life and how much he wants them to grow, not just in the space of his business, but he really truly embodies their personal growth. And that was such an honor. Not only did he provide a workshop for them, but even the evening of an elaborate evening of entertainment, a dinner. I mean, just very, very, very elegant um, evening that he provided for his employees. And he just shows how much he appreciates the growth of his employees and even others. I mean, like he extended so much kindness to myself. I'm telling you, like I was just like speechless, to be honest with you. You know, just absolutely speechless. How much kindness he not only showed to his employees, but even us being a part, going there to present to his employees and working with him. Just a phenomenal individual that really embodies the growth of mankind and doing kindness and really uplifting others and his community. And we definitely want to honor him and bring him on, but he's also Jamaican and he is representing his country with trying to really be a part of the diaspora as well, so he can go out there and just continue to spread the work and do it on a larger scale and a bigger magnitude than what he is doing. And I'm telling you, if I can't think of someone else, and just being in his presence, my experience with him when I was there before the end of the year, I cannot think of someone else right now besides, the whole group, where he is so deserving of that. This is someone that I know, given that space and that platform, he will do so much more work. And so many people will benefit from it, and really the upliftment of people overall. So, without further ado, I would like us to bring on Dr. Binzi Roy Davidson, and I'm so honored to be in his presence this evening.
Hey, Doc, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Doc.
The words of wisdom from Dr. Donna. It was a pleasure having you guys out here along with Dr. Laxley Stephenson to celebrate with us in Los Angeles. This is my home for the past 36 years. So actually, I'm in business out here 36 years, but I've been living in the state of California for 40 years. This is my 40th anniversary.
Wow.
Wow.
Came here in 1986. And California is my home.
Wow.
So it was a pleasure to host you guys here and to show you what California is all about. As you know, we're the fourth largest economy in the world. And this year we are hosting the World Cup. And which is United States of America, Central America, not necessarily California only, but the US. And we'll be playing some games out here in California. And also in 2028, we will also be hosting the Olympics. So we're getting ready for the explosion and for you guys to return to have a taste of what Los Angeles have to offer. And not only Los Angeles, but California.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to that. And I know tonight you want to make presentation to Dr. Donna, Dr. Miranda, and myself. And maybe you might even have something for Dr. Kereisia. Who knows? You like to give. You're a giver. So
We have to bring Teresa out. It's time, right? Yes. So where do we start with the award? Actually, man, I worked so hard on getting these awards. I was gonna do a presentation at the event and everything like that. And then when I got to the place to pick it up, it was closed. And so it's an honor to do the presentation in this forum. So let's start out with Dr. Miranda Wellington, the Lifetime Achievement Award. So let's, do you have the award?
Very much so. I had to bring it out. It was already placed in my office.
Wow.
But I am so pleased. So this award was given to me by Dr. Binzi Roy Davidson. and it's a humanitarian award. And I feel honored to be receiving. I hope this is not the first, but I hope the many to come. And maybe I'm one of the recipients, but there will be future many more recipients of this prestigious award. And it says, on behalf of Uni Healthcare Systems Inc., presented to Miranda Wellington Humanitarian Award 2025. So
Yeah.
I want to say a big thank you. I feel honored. I feel, elated. I am a Jamaican through and through, and to see a fellow Jamaican progress so much in California, in the United States, all over the world, and you have really showcased the kind of leadership that this country needs in its diaspora efforts. And I see the work that you're putting in, Dr. Binzi. I see the work you're putting in, and I feel honored to be a part of the contributions that you've made to so many. And I'm one of the beneficiaries of this humanitarian award. I want to say thank you so much on behalf of myself and my family, my team, because I'm sure giving me this award, it wasn't just by me coming out to California, but the work that we have been doing in Jamaica, the outreach projects, the advocacy work that we've been doing in Jamaica to highlight so many of the issues that we want to make right. And you are doing so in your diaspora. And I'm feeling honored to be receiving this award. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You well deserve the award. As I said, we do not give out awards in California just lightly. Eh, you have to basically do the work. It's all about the work.
Thank you
And
so much.
bless you as you continue to be one of the shining lights for Jamaica.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doc.
Well, the next award goes to Dr. Donna Thompson. And Donna was very exceptional in that Donna came out to support us with the Collage and with Purpose presentation to the staff. And she just roll up her sleeves and jump in and really made a difference with the program, even with the MC. We had 4 MCs, but Donna was the key pillar to the event. And with that, Donna, we really want to show appreciation for what you did for us in terms of making our 35th anniversary a major success. So do you have your award with you?
Yes, I do.
Dr. Laxley traveled with it from all the way from Jamaica, right? Oh,
Well, because mine is glass, it's probably a little bit
right. Can you read it for
yes,
us?
yes, I will
I was
certainly
seeing
will.
it a while ago.
It says Uni Healthcare Systems, right? Dr. Donna Thompson, and it's the Mistress of Ceremonies, the 2025 award. And just like Dr. Miranda said, I am so appreciative of this and so humbled because I definitely did not expect anything like this.
We were surprised.
I did not expect anything like this, Dr. Davidson, and it was more than an honor to jump in and help out where I could. I was happy that you asked me, and I was very humbled to be in a place where I could serve you and your staff, and that for me was more than enough. But I do humbly appreciate this this wonderful recognition. And like I said, it is glass, so it's probably a little bit more difficult to see, but
Right.
I'm here for you, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
Nevertheless, regardless of the award, I appreciate it, but the most important thing is that I am here to support you and serve you in whatever capacity I'm able to, because I know your heart. And at the end of the day, we're all serving in the right space.
It's all about helping humanity, right?
Right, right.
Yes.
Excellent. So, Dr. Laxley Stephenson, yeah,
Mm.
I know this man from he was a baby. So we grew up together. He and actually he and Dr. Delroy Frey was in the same class. You know, because they were born after September. I was supposed to be the elder guy,
Don't tell my age.
elder group guy for the group, right? So my birthday is May, and he's down there in September. So after, because of that, he is like 1 year behind me in school, right? But we're almost the same age.
Mm,
So that's how long I've known Dr. Laxley.
wow.
And then the other thing is now about 20 years after, I found him in London, England. Yeah, I went to visit his uncle. And we're there talking about Laxley. You know, he's up north. I said, we're up north. Let's go find him. And we took the train and found him and spent a weekend with him and did some wonderful things. But ever since that time, I don't leave home without him because he's a very astute businessman. And it's funny because when I was doing my doctorate, I went to Atlanta for training, and he was in the same area. We had about 3,000 people in training, right?
Wow.
And
About
Dr. Laxley
3,000.
was there in that hotel. I don't think he stayed in the hotel though.
No.
But he was there someplace and I did not know. So when I came back and I told him I'm graduating from Walden and so on, I said, well, guess what? I'm graduating next few months as well. And so that's how we made the connection. And one of the things that why Laxley came up here is that we had a very special program because we wanted to make connections. And for me, as I succeed in life, I would like others to succeed with me.
Yes.
So I have a serious team of 500 staff working in Los Angeles. And I have some team leaders. And I was very fortunate to have Dr. Laxley come in to do a major presentation as well as being our guest speaker. Right? And that we were celebrating our 35th anniversary. So without further ado, I don't want to take up your time. I'd like to present, drum roll, the presentation to Dr. Laxley Stephenson. And can you read that, Doc?
Certainly, but can I say I thought this was for being the best dressed male?
That's another thing too. I'm gonna add that to the picture after. Yeah. Yeah, I'll add that to it.
Okay, but
go ahead. Let's read what it says.
This is from Uni Healthcare Inc. Systems, and I want to emphasize systems. Atlanta operations, because Uni Healthcare is in Atlanta as well. Dr. Laxley Stephenson, guest speaker, 2025. I'm telling you, coming from an award is an award, but who it's coming from make all the difference. And this is coming from my friend, my buddy, since day one. He says he known me since I was a baby. I think I'm the one that knew him since he was a baby. I think it's that way around. But I'm telling you, I can't say how much I appreciate you for what you do, and not just because we came to California, but we started Global Humanity Network together. It was an idea that was birthed from us, right? And I can also say that having traveled with you to Jamaica, especially this year, in light of what happened in Jamaica with Melissa, and there of all the things that you've done so far out there, there's one that really jumped out at me. We went to Akovia. One of my family member invited us there, and we went to someone's home, or what was a house, totally destroyed. And after the family, we meet with the family, and they explain what happened. And without any deep explanation, I heard you said, "Let's fix this house." and you went in there. You didn't write a check. You went into your. I don't know why you was walking around with all that money, but you delivered. And
Yes.
that today, that family is living in a beautiful home, in a beautiful home. So I that to me really made a difference. And and I know I don't want to say how much you've done. You've done a lot, and I know you're continuing to do more. But that to me was the highlight because here's this young man, blind, living with his mother, who is I'm not sure if she can take care of herself, but you saw it fit to step in there and made sure they had their lives back. So, you know, that was a big deal. What happened in California is also big, but to me, that is talking about humanity. That's what that was all about, and you did it, and you did it so well. So I'm just encouraging you to continue doing what you do, continue taking care of people, because
Yeah.
you're getting your blessings because of what you're doing for others. So we want you to be blessed forever so that you can continue to bless others as well. So I truly appreciate that. I know I've not said this out publicly before. I've said it to you, but I'm saying it out now in the opening. So I want you to continue doing what you're doing. But you also have a big event coming up, huge event. And I want you to talk about that real quick because we're gonna move on to Kereisia. And we want you to talk about what is coming up real quick.
Right. Well, one of the most important thing to me is that in 1977, the National Association of Jamaican and Supportive Organization was started in Washington, D.C. By the then Ambassador Rattray. Basically, at that time, we were having some major upheaval in the United States of America. 360 degrees, same thing right now, what's happening with the immigration issues and all those issues. So all the Jamaican organizations in the United States, the presidents were invited to Washington, D.C. to see what it is that we can do to make a significant impact on helping Jamaicans here and Jamaican abroad, including Jamaica. So that was where the National Association of Jamaican and Supportive Organization was founded. And I became the president and serving on all the various boards over time. And I've been with NAJASO for 30 consecutive years. NAJASO is now celebrating 49 years in business as the only umbrella organization in the United States for Jamaicans and supporters. We were so good that we went ahead and we formed the organization in Canada. It was NAJASCO. So the whole business of the formation of the Canadian Association came out of the NAJASO. Then our president went all the way to the United Kingdom and formed the United Kingdom Association. And so we were then regarded as the number one diaspora group in the world, where we work with these various organizations to benefit Jamaica and Jamaicans in the United States. We were so good that we presented the idea of the Jamaican diaspora movement to P.J. Patterson, the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And then out of that came Delano Franklin, who was a Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, who basically took on the movement and started to brand and rebuild it 22 years ago. So at this present time, I am running as the representative / advisor to to be part of the diaspora movement in the West Midwestern region. We have not been able to capitalize on the opportunities that are afforded us over time, and we need to work together as a people. So I figure out at my age, I'm going to step in and to see how I can help to structure the system to make it work for us. I'm representing a region that have 25 states, and we have the richest states in the union. 25 states. So we're leaving millions of dollars on the table to help our beloved country, Jamaica. And I have a map that I sent out in terms of the regions and the Western United States and basically the Midwest. You're talking about California. It's not only California. You're talking about Oregon, Nevada, Las Vegas, Idaho, right? Washington State, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, Montana. And then we move into the Midwest, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Chicago, Iowa, Illinois, and Missouri. And over time, what we have been trying to do is to build a database. But the last time we built a database and we had the election, it was wiped out. We can't wipe out a database. We need to build a database to be able to capitalize on the opportunities that is sitting in the diaspora here. Because the most dedicated people in the world for your country, for Jamaica, are Jamaicans, right? You can't rely on anybody else to protect your interests. You have to protect your own interests. We need support from everybody, but we need Jamaicans to protect their interests. So the whole role of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council evolve over time, and it's a mechanism designed to enhance engagement within the Jamaican diaspora. It is the principal organ of the national diaspora policy with the responsibility to create modalities to realize the goals of the policy, right? This is with a view to significantly contribute to national development in wide-ranging sectors such as education, health, agriculture, and the environment, the arts, sports and culture, citizenship security, development expertise, and faith-based communities and commerce. And this is done through productive, mutual, and sustainable diaspora engagement towards advancing Jamaica's national development. So where are the membership? To allow the greater inclusivity of Jamaicans living across the globe, the Global Jamaican Diaspora Council comprised 30 members. They serve voluntarily. It includes 14 members elected from across the diaspora communities in the United Kingdom, Canada, and the United States of America, as well as 6 members selected from regions not currently represented, namely Africa, Asia, the Pacific, Latin America, and the Caribbean, Europe, and the Middle East. There are 9 sector representatives under the heading of education, health, arts, sports, culture, citizenship, security, development, expertise, and of course, faith-based communities and commerce. And then this question I remember is appointed. So this is a big, broad body. And where is the national headquarters? The national headquarters is in Kingston, Jamaica, at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And it's not a system that's taken away from individuals that want to form bodies across the world. But this is an opportunity for us to work together as a people to help our country. So one of the reasons why I'm running, Melissa drove me right into this. Because as you know, who is the first line of defense when Jamaica have problems? Jamaicans. Mm-hmm. We run in and we do stuff without any fanfare. So, and if you drive around Jamaica and you see all those nice, beautiful homes being built, they are Jamaicans living abroad, and their goal is to go back to home, to their country. So we need to be part of the system and be part of the rock. So one of the reasons, there are a number of reasons why at my age, at 69, I'm jumping in, and I'm not only going in on my own. Before this Sunday, I'm going to find a young professional to bring with me. Because there's another arm to the movement, which is the Global Jamaica Diaspora Youth Council. So I am searching hard right now to find me a young professional by Saturday, because the deadline to register to vote is this Sunday. And Jamaicans are saying, oh, we want to go to Jamaica and we want to vote, right? Yes, we are dual citizens. So if you find your way into Jamaica and you register, you can vote in the national election. Nobody have to give you permission to do it. But you have to live there for a certain period of time. But for now, Jamaicans abroad in the United Kingdom, Canada, and the US, and worldwide have a great opportunity to select your leader. And I'm running in the 25 contiguous state of the West Midwest. And we started out December to really involve people. And if you're not registered, you cannot vote. Right? And then now we give people the opportunity to register to vote. So you can have a say in the whole operation. And so my goal, I'm rushing around trying to get people to register. And I've made contact with about 1,000 Jamaicans already within the region. And at the same time now, if you look at the region that I represent, there are over 1 million of us within the West Midwest USA. So where's our people? So there's a big drawback to basically getting people involved in the system. And you don't have to hide because guess what? We know where you are. So, and the only thing they're asking for is some form of identification. All right. So you have if you have an ID or your passport, that's it. And because we want to make sure you're a Jamaican or you're of Jamaican parentage. So a lot of people want to vote for us, but you have to be a Jamaican. So yes, I am running to be the representative for the West Midwest, and I'm going to be the true representative for the West Midwest. I'm not just California only. So one of my mandate when I win is to have representatives from every single state in the union. So I need 25 representatives. I wish I could find them before the election on Sunday, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I've identified about 5 already in 5 different states. But that's not enough. I need 25 representatives, senior representatives, and also I'm going to need 25 youth representatives. But I have to have a vibrant youth with me to start. But I have somebody that have shown interest from Las Vegas, and I'm interviewing that person right now. So coming Wednesday or Thursday, I'd like that person to basically apply to get approved so that we can join the team to have a mandate to represent our people. And so that's where I'm at right now in terms of putting systems in place to get people to vote. You can't take it for granted. This is not my first time around. The last time I created some competition for the person that ran because I didn't want one person to run. Right? So yes, and only 500 people voted at that time. And I got about 200 votes, and the other person got about 220. So yes, I'm always there to create the competition to make sure people run and participate in the system. In December, I was the only candidate. I found out last week that I might not be the only candidate. So I welcome the competition. But in order for me to get the competition going, I need you guys' support. I need to get people registered. So I'm on a massive campaign right now to get individual registered. And it's a very simple process. It takes 2 minutes just to get your name, your address, your email, and you have to show an ID. So that's where I'm at right now with your support.
All right.
Okay.
Good stuff. Amazing.
Yes.
All right. So, Doc, we appreciate you coming on. And many of us Jamaicans don't have a clue what the diaspora movement is that he's talking about. And the way he explained it, I know many of us will now have a better understanding and will know. We'll know. So that by itself was just amazing to get that information. So we really appreciate that. Before we go, Dr. Miranda, Dr. Kereisia, I'm going to give you 1 minute to tell anyone who's watching and listening why they should vote and support Dr. Davidson. Dr. Marina, let's go with you first. 1 minute. Tell the world why they need to support Dr. Davidson.
Now, if I were to tell the world exactly what to do, everybody would be voting for Dr. Binzi Davidson. Everybody would be voting for him. This man has shown leadership, advocacy, result oriented, and more importantly, he has shown the compassion that is needed to kind of bring our people together. I have seen the work that he has been committed to doing for years now in the diaspora, in his state of California, and by extension, the West region. And I know that he will be a great leader for this position that he's running for. I want to encourage everybody to come out, register, get yourself engaged, get yourself activated, because Jamaica needs you more than ever. We're seeing where the diaspora has come to the aid of Jamaicans in so many crises. And if we are to move further, we need strong leaders, leaders who look out for their people, leaders who know how to get the job done. And Dr. Roy Binzi Davidson has been that leader. He has shown by result the kind of teamwork that he has built. He's been a part of so many organizations, and he has also committed himself to rebuilding efforts in Jamaica time and time again, years upon years. He's well deserved, and I endorse him, fully support him to be the diaspora leader for the Western region.
Thanks for that powerful 1 minute endorsement. Appreciate it. Powerful indeed. Dr. Kereisia, 1 minute, please.
I would just like to invite everyone in the global scale to make Dr. Roy Davidson the leader who will be representing our diaspora globally. It is very important when you are choosing a leader that this leader have connections. And I know that Dr. Roy Davidson is very connected. He's connected in terms of in the business world, in the political world, also connected in terms of locations. He's connected to UK, Canada. And the beauty about it is that when you have someone who understands systems, then of course you will get results. So I want to invite everyone who are listening to us tonight to make Dr. Roy Davidson the man who will help to build our country, Jamaica. Jamaica is very strategic. Jamaica is a country that everybody loves and is connected to. And because he's connected, he will be doing a great job.
All right. Dr. Donna, you did yours already.
Oh, yeah.
You did yours. But, and I don't need to say anything else. I think it's well said and cannot be said any better. So, Doc, we'll have you back on again before election day, because what you have to offer is so important to Jamaicans everywhere, not just in California, but right throughout the world, what you have to offer. So we will give you another opportunity to come and make your case. It's a case that needs to be made, and you've done such an amazing job. I've experienced it. We work together, and so it's so many projects and initiatives that I know, and I know what you've shared with me, what you're going to do, and how much of a difference. It won't be a ceremonial position for you. It will be a position that you will take on in an active way to make a difference in the lives of people who need that difference. So thank you so much, my brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, let me just highlight that. I said, sometimes I'm called Roy, sometimes I'm called Binzi. So, yeah, when I was at school, they called me Roy. Nobody knew me as Binzi. Nowadays, I love the name Binzi. So I'm Binzi Roy Davidson, Global Jamaica Diaspora Council candidate for the Midwestern United States of America. And I'm focusing on the 25 states within the region, not only just one California, but 25 states. And in order to participate in the election, you need to register to vote at www.connectja.com. Uh, if you are in another region, you can vote for another candidate that is in your region. So I would like everyone that's affiliated to the US to register and to get a feel of how this vote is. And there are other candidates running in various regions. I'm not competing against them. I'm competing against the one or maybe none that's running against me in the West, Midwest. So my focus is the West, Midwest, USA. So every one of you online tonight, you have friends that are living in the West, Midwest, right? And so you can literally send the link to them. Vote for Dr. Binzi Roy Davidson at www.connectja.com. And it will give you the opportunity to register. It's very important that you register, because if you don't register, you don't have a vote. Thank you, sir, for the platform.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
You're welcome. We'll be talking more about this. Okay. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir. Peace.
Peace. All right. All right. So we have a show. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back. And Donna, you're going to introduce our guests. And we have some serious stuff to talk about tonight.
All right.
We're going to take an unset break. All right.
Okay.
I used to think growth was a destination, one big win, one celebration. But life taught me a deeper truth. Growth is daily, built by what you choose. Every setback held a lesson inside. Every moment asked me how I respond. I stopped waiting on motivation to come and started building who I'd become. I don't break when I bend, I don't lose, I learn. Every scar turns wisdom, every failure earns its turn. This is the blueprint, written in belief, turning doubt into discipline, fear into strength. I don't stop when it's hard, I grow through the pain, every obstacle shaping who I'm becoming. This is the blueprint, mindset unbuilt, from where I am now to who I'm called to fulfill. Growth ain't a moment, it's how I move. I'm living the blueprint, walking it through. I read the pages, but I needed more. Insight without action, don't change the score. So I opened the guide, put pen to page, turn reflection into movement, growth into practice. Every prompt stretched me, grounded my feet, helped me face habits I used to avoid. That's when mindset stopped being theory and started shaping my reality. I don't just know it, I live it out loud. Growth ain't an intention, it's what I allow. This is the blueprint, written in belief, turning doubt into discipline, fear into strength. I don't stop when it's hard, I grow through the pain, every obstacle shaping who I'm becoming. This is the blueprint, mindset unbuilt, from where I am now to who I'm called to fulfill. Growth ain't a moment, it's how I move. I'm living the blueprint, walking it through. The book showed me the path, the companion guide showed me the practice, but the masterclass, that's where transformation got activated. Structure before success, systems before outcomes, growth before everything. In the masterclass, pressure met clarity, mindset sharpened, purpose got strategy. I learned growth don't happen by chance, it responds to design, discipline and stance. From classrooms to boardrooms, lives getting shaped, not just inspired but reprogrammed for change. Now I don't chase progress, I build it each day, turning words into actions, actions into results. This is the blueprint, not just to read, it's how I think, how I move, how I lead. From the book to the guide to the masterclass truth, every layer built the growth I produce. This is the blueprint, mindsets aligned, pressure into power, purpose refined. Growth ain't a destination, it's proof I'm living the blueprint, and now so are you.
Wow. We're living the blueprint. How so are you? All right. So we're watching in the spotlight. Dr. Donna, say something about our special guest.
Yes. So, oh my God, special she is. So, this evening, our guest that we have is none other than Dr. Kereisia Brown-Lysesam, and she is the founder of Empower Her to Succeed, which is a talk show and brand academy, and Empower Her Succeed Publishers, right? She is also a minister. She's an author, a motivational speaker, a hospitality and business consultant. You talk about well-rounded here. Oh my goodness. She's a lecturer, she's a philanthropist, and she, most importantly, right? She has dedicated her life to equipping women to succeed holistically across faith, their family, business, relationships, health, wellness, their finance, and and overall their career. So you talk about a individual who is dedicated to the growth and well-being of women. So without further ado, we are going to welcome our special guest here with us this evening, Dr. Kereisia Brown-Lysesam.
Thank you for having me tonight. I am so excited to be here with you on the A Collision with Purpose.
Mm. You know, you've been here before, of course.
Several times, of course.
Several times. You've been a host, you've been a guest, and what a supporter of the A Collision with Purpose you.
Yes.
I keep remembering when you traveled all the way from Jamaica to come and serve with us and support us and help us build our colloquium. And that's something that it just stay with me. It can't go nowhere. So Dr. Donna, our friend,
Yes.
she's not just a guest, a powerful empower her to succeed type of woman, but she's just an awesome person. So Dr. Donna, you want to lead off? Because we have so much to talk about tonight.
Oh, sure. So I know we've spoken about so much, right? And you've done so much since we've probably last spoken to you.
Yes.
But before we start talking about platforms and programs and all the global impact that, of course, we understand it's a calling behind all that you do, right?
Yes.
The academy and the titles. What moment in your life confirmed that empowering women was not optional, but it was your assignment?
All right. First and foremost, I want to say that I have always been empowering people in general. I really like to see persons develop, and I think that comes from my background per se. How I was brought up into a very humble home, but with that experience, I've learned a lot. How to be resilient, how to be consistent and work with what I have, the resources that I have at the moment. And so I would have seen, even with my grandparents, how they have always helped persons with whatever resources. So that was something that is innate from a child growing up. But the specific moment, well, before I go into the specific moment, as I said before, I would have realized that many times women would come to me, even older women, they would come to me, to get some form of guidance or counsel. Even when I was in high school, I remember a teacher of mine, she's now in England. She says, and I know we're on and we're talking global, but in Patois, she said, little girl, say you're bigger than your age. Well, she was like saying to me that the way how I reason, it was reflecting someone would be older than I am. And so I've always realized that persons felt comfortable, to talk to me. I don't know entirely where I got the wisdom. I think I can attribute it to growing around a lot of adults and also the call. You spoke about the call and, my faith foundation and inspiration from the Lord. But the specific moment was a time in my life when I was going through a lot. I was stripped from positions, even in the church, um, simply because, what would I say? Sometimes you have a little competition here and there.
Mhm.
And the Lord really told me, not trying to bash, where I'm coming from, but the Lord told me that, I have something for you greater. I want you to, start the empower her to succeed. And he told me that when I was sitting on the veranda. He says, start a movement called Empower Her to Succeed.
Mm.
And I was like, I've never heard about Empower Her to Succeed. I'm like, I've never heard anything of, any movement with that name. Well, I've done some research and I've found out that you have Empower Her, but I've never personally heard about it. And when I look on, how women would have come to me to talk to me about if they are going through a divorce, read their career and professional development, I mean, everything about them as a young girl, I was able to give them fruitful information that they could use to develop themselves. And I said, yes, Lord, when it's the ending of one era of your life, then you now want me to start something new and I'm ready.
Mm.
Wow.
Powerful, powerful. And what did that lady say to you?
The lady says, she said, you, what she said, well, I put it a while ago. She said, you behave bigger than your age, something like that.
Well, guess what? You still a behave bigger than your age.
It was like your age not reflecting how you think. She said you behave bigger than your age.
Your
Well,
wisdom.
empower her to succeed is bigger than your age.
Oh
Awesome.
Lord. Yes, I
So,
believe so.
so Dr. Kereisia,
Yes.
your work does not separate faith from strategy. In fact, it integrates them. You operate at the intersection of faith, business, and personal development. How did you learn to integrate all three without compromising any one of them?
Well, first and foremost, I must say that faith in itself is the main connection because you can't do without faith in your business and even in your personal development, with which all of that would tie into your purpose.
Mhm.
So, looking into that per se, um, I could not separate faith from business from self development because my faith is what directs me. My faith in God. The first thing the Lord says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." With that, it spiraled into every area of my life, whether it's in business, whether it's in my profession, and of course, being the directive of me entering into business per se. I don't know everything. Even though I would have gone to the university and would have learned a master's in business administration, that is somewhat theoretical. And when you talk about working in the business world, yes, you can apply theory, but the practical aspect of it is very important. And so, with my faith allowing me to find purpose in terms of direction where God wants me to go in the business world per se, then I must develop myself. So I could never separate them because if I am going to tap into my purpose and fulfill what God wants me to fulfill, then of course I must develop myself. There are newer information, new practical ways of doing things. There are other persons out there who have prior experience, who knows much more than myself, then of course I have to learn from them if I am going to be effective as I would have wanted to be, and of course as how God would have wanted me to be, and also to make sure that what I am doing in terms of purpose is achieved.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm. Dr. Donna, you're
So
next.
with that so profound, right? How you integrate those components. Um, so with that, Dr. Kereisia, Empower Her to Succeed is built around 7 life pillars. Why was this important for you to address holistic success rather than just focusing on the business career growth?
Well, I choose to focus on success, and I want to say here that everything that I am doing kind of represents my journey. And in my journey, I've faced many limitations, limitations to not having enough resources, fear, expectation of persons. And so, success, moving from that place where I am seen as one who should not be successful to a place that I am now successful.
Mhm.
I think that success is one that I would need to really focus on, because I choose to address success because I would have witnessed too many women, who achieve their career milestones,
Mhm.
but they are still struggling. I want to say to persons out there that, the 7 pillars would surround that of faith, business, family, wealth, and finance, and so on. And if it is that your mental health is not where it is supposed to be, for example, then all other pillars will be affected. So it doesn't matter how powerful you are, if you are not if you are struggling in one area, then all areas will be affected,
Mm.
meaning that you might not have enough energy. So I've seen successful business women, and they have been broken in relationships, right? And maybe they were empty spiritually. And I've realized that you can't truly succeed in business if your mental health is suffering. That's one example.
Mm.
Mhm.
You cannot sustain professional growth if your relationships are draining you. You can't maximize your potential if you are spiritually disconnected from your purpose. And your purpose is wrapped up in God. You know, He says He knows the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, but to give you a hope and a future. So early in my journey, the women who sought my counsel, they weren't just asking about business strategies. They were going through situations that surround or would have allowed them to encounter heartbreak or some identity crisis, family challenges, and personal insecurity. So for these 7 pillars, um, if you neglect one, or if one is weak, then all will be weak. And if all of them is strong per se, or if you are strengthening that one that is weak, then all of them will become strengthened. So um, I would say that um, success is very important. A lot of persons wants to be successful, but it's only in the mind. They have a lot of limitations, as I said before, whether fear, whether lack of resources. I mean, in terms of finances, sometimes they might, don't have a mentor, because mentors are very important if you are going to be successful. To be successful follows a pathway, and if you don't know the pathway, then you're not able to attain success. So I rather to really think about success and what makes you successful than just in terms of, talk about business strategies and so
Mhm.
on. Because if you deal with yourself, right? Because it's not that people who are powerful, they don't know about success. They don't know about business strategies, I should say. But sometimes they are not successful as they should, meaning that they don't feel fulfilling or satisfied as they should. And so for me, success plays a bigger picture than just teaching persons about business strategies, because you can learn all the business strategies there are, but if you don't deal with these 7 pillars and make sure that you are satisfied and that they are strong, then you will never be able to achieve success.
Mm. You know, as I listen to your talk, I am reminded that a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. And that it brings that out so clearly. So, as you began working closely with women, certain patterns became impossible to ignore. So, Dr. Kereisia, what did you begin to notice that convince your mindset? Not like, not was it mindset, not lack of talent? What was the real barrier to visibility and success?
All right. When I thought about and would have done some observation with women, it's not that women are not talented.
Hmm.
They possess the talents, the different talents, right?
Hmm.
And they know how to do things. So whether it's baking a cake, whether it's sharing their story, whether it's doing a business, doing a business idea, bringing it to light with their physical abilities, they are able to do that. They are not they are able to do that. Sorry, so they are talented.
Hmm.
But what I've noticed is that even though they are talented and so on, they were afraid to be visible.
Hmm.
They didn't want to come up front. A person who could manage an organization prefers, to work behind the scene because they have the internal narrative that says to them that you are not worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Their internal narrative is saying that you don't come from a certain background that would warrant you being a CEO or warrant you being on you just had a weekend retreat or being the leader with training people about mindset, how their mindset can bring them success.
Hmm.
So the internal narrative, the perspective is what prevents some of these women who are talented. So they are talented, you see the talent, but
Mm-hmm.
guess what, they are invisible. They don't give themselves permission for others to see them or to fulfill their purpose or to be able to be their true person, because some of us, we don't act in our true selves,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And that is why personal development is important. And I am not afraid to say to you that I've had to, develop myself in areas that I found to be weak.
Hmm.
So a lot of persons will say that you're an outgoing person, we can just call you on the spot and you can just say something. But when I would have done my internal introspection, there were some internal narrative that says to me that would have, people's perception that
Mm-hmm.
says, hey, you are not worthy to be where you're at. In fact, I must give you an example. I remember when I was going to UTech doing my bachelor's in food service production and management, I saw someone from my community. He was from a more elite family, and he was like, "What are you doing here?" you know, as though I was not belonging. There's no space for me here.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've recognized, and people talk about self-esteem. I don't think it was any self-esteem issue. I just think that it was a limitation that people placed on me, that
Hmm.
I had to work through those barriers, be strategic enough to overcome the barriers and
Mm-hmm.
to really prove that I belong. And it's not just proving to people, right? Because I want to prove, but because I knew that God had a purpose for me. So God has a purpose for everybody. It's a reason why we are here. As I would have said to the lady, I said, God has given us a one-way ticket. He did not allow us to die in the womb, right? He allowed us to born on earth, and it's for a reason. So I would have realized that transformation of the mind, and you would have recognized some of these things, Dr. Laxley, because you have your series that speaks to the mindset. The mindset is very powerful. So you can be very talented, but you're not making enough money as you should from your talent.
Mm-hmm.
Just last week, my husband, I was talking to him about a craft man, and I said to him, I said, if he was in certain environment, because some of us we have certain talents, but the environment that we are in does not appreciate it, or there is no opportunity for it. And so as a result of that, you are not able to be as accomplished as you should be. So the lack of belief that, I can be great. In fact, I would have seen it where it transcends into how they think about their brand. I would ask the question, where do you see your brand? Some persons cannot give an answer. Some persons say international, but it's not with any form of what did I say? Conviction, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important that one replaces the negative narrative with positive belief, right? So that the mind can be transformed.
Mm.
So it's very important that the limiting belief in women who are exceptional be dismantled.
And
And I feel that's my purpose.
the foundation where that limiting beliefs they're coming from, where they were planted by others,
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and
yes.
that's the danger right there. And then you yourself start to believe them and own them and accepting them, and that's the challenge. So we must rewire our minds, of course, and do all of
Yes,
that.
yes,
So,
yes.
so Dr. Donna.
Yeah. Wow. And so, so profound what you're speaking of, Dr. Kereisia, because yeah, just like what Dr. Stephenson said, all of those, a lot of those things, those limited mind thoughts were placed on us by others, right? But with that, you took your work even farther, because you saw that it was just not, like you stated, it was just not a lack of individuals being talented or having skills. You
Yes.
saw that they had those things. So you took that a little bit farther, and you developed an academy, and an academy that goes beyond theory, right? So you develop a 12-week academy where women, they don't just learn, but they're able to build while they're
Yes.
learning. Why was execution for this academy just as important as the education piece of it in your approach?
Okay. All right. Execution is very powerful in helping women that I deal with to change the negative narratives. Because just like when I had the retreat the other day, just by seeing your name on a gift item, just like a while ago, just by seeing your name on the plaque, it speaks to value. It increases your value as a person. So when I can bring five ladies to a retreat outside of their home, outside of their environment, it says to them that you are valuable, you
Mm-hmm.
are important, there is more in you. When for the Empower Her to Succeed Brand Academy, when they can wear a t-shirt that speaks to her wealth, then this really changes the perspective of the person. It makes them more excited about their purpose. It ignites them. It allows them to see that, look here, you were made for this. You are on earth for a purpose. So it doesn't matter your environment. Not only that, it allows, when they execute, it takes their mindset to another level, and they see that whatever pain that they have been through, it was worth it somewhat. I'm not saying that pain is worth it in terms of going through, but they
Right.
would have realized that what they have now in their hands is something that is very powerful that can transform other persons. Mark this, we'll always face crisis. We are not in control of where we who we are born from and where we are born, what country. I'm
Mhm.
smiling because I saw a video the other day when the baby was born in the hospital, and he says, which country do you you write on my birth certificate? I am not downplaying any country, but they said Nigeria, not downplaying any country because but the answer that was given, to the mom, it was just a little social media video, but it speaks to how people see themselves when they are grown in a particular country, or they are grown, in a particular home. And so when a woman can realize that they are valuable through the execution, bringing out the abilities and the skills that they have, and it is useful to somebody else, then of course that speaks volumes. So I prefer that we execute, because knowledge is just theoretical in terms of learning. But
Mhm.
if you can learn and execute, it shows that you are capable, you feel capable per se. So execution for me, it's a big thing. I am in the hospitality industry in my professional career, and just having the knowledge alone in the hospitality and tourism industry will not work. Because if you can't light an industrial stove, it doesn't matter what certificate you have, it does not say to me that you're capable. If you are not able to do the knife skills, to make the dishes attractive, then it does not say to me that you are capable. Think about it. Using an example here, when you cut the vegetables in a unique way and they are presented in on a platter or in a dish or so on, it gives you a different feel. It's more attractive. Automatically, it tastes good, even if it does not taste good, right? So, when someone who nobody put value on, or is struggling or battling with self esteem, is now able to be a part of an academy that can mobilize the skills that they have or the abilities and showcase it in a way, do up a website, do a logo, business cards. I made some business cards for one of the young ladies, and she was like, everywhere I go, I give it out. Right? Automatically, they become renewed and they have a sense of purpose, and they feel as though, hello, I have something that I can give to somebody that they can use. So
Yeah,
it's
so talking about tools, external tools, how often they can unlock internal shifts. Dr. Kereisia, when women receive tools like branding websites, coaching and publishing support, what internal transformation do you see happening alongside the external growth?
What I've seen through the academy, as I said, it's 12 weeks. Um, I'm sorry, I see where the women, they are now able to affirm to themselves that, listen, I am valuable. The website, it will give her some form of digital presence. So it means that she's existing. So she feels as though someone can find her and know about her abilities and so on, that they can use, and also that they can make a profit from, because that's one area. It's not just to have the skills and
Mhm.
abilities, but to be able to monetize them so that you can use them, right? So it says that I exist, I matter. Sometimes persons will say that some people are enough, but it's not really enough. It's because this person wants to feel like they belong, and that their existence is important and that they matter. So websites, logos, branded items, coaching. I take the ladies through all of that, and I would have seen the change. You
Mhm.
know, last night I was working with one of the lady, even though it was a Sunday, but I gave her, my special time, and she's doing a webinar series about trauma. And
Mm,
we, through the coaching, we came up with a theme: reclaim our life. The beauty about this is that it's not just something that she read in a book, but this is experience for her that she would have received healing, and she would be able to recover her true self. And now she is able to impart that on, to other women, and to show them, the journey that she would have gone through to receive her healing. And so we had to make the change in terms of the date.
Mm.
And she was like, "You put it on the website yet?" Right? So, I mean, this is saying that, this person feel like they now exist,
mhm,
Mhm.
right? So, it's very important, because we can now undeniably say that this person's perspective about herself has been elevated, and it's very important.
Mm.
So I would be building their internal belief. Whatever would have torn down their belief about themselves and their power and the impact, now they're able to take it because it's there now. It's not, it has not, it's there. It's just like you're talking about a collision with purpose. Once you collide, with the right experience and the right person, then of course you'll be able to find your purpose and achieve it.
Indeed,
right.
indeed.
So with that, we know that we're gonna move and speak about leadership, right? And faith and identity. And you know, we know that your leadership is very much deeply rooted in your faith, right? They coexist. Um, but Dr. Kereisia, in as both with your ministry and you being a minister, and of course a business woman as well in the business consulting world, how does your faith shape the way in which you lead, coach, and challenge other women to rise?
All right. I think my faith is very, very powerful in helping them to transform, because I don't just see the talents and the potential. What I see is purpose. My faith would say to me that all of us are deserving to be in existence. My faith would say to me that all of us carries within us purpose, because we're created by God. And if we're created by God, then we are purposed by God. He has a reason for us to be here. And so, looking on that, it makes, business consulting and coaching simpler, because I am not just looking on the talent and the potential. So, when I coach, I'm not just helping the women to build their businesses, I'm helping them to steward what God has given to them.
Mhm.
I am helping them, because even when I help them to build their brands and they start making money, you want them to understand that the money is not to just go and spend like that.
Mhm.
Spend on clothes and yeah, we have to enjoy ourselves, so let us not get that out of it, right? Because oftentimes we work so hard and we do not do anything to enjoy ourselves. And we're talking about balance here, that we have to balance our social lives matter. And that is the reason why, I know I'm segueing a little, that's the reason why many of us, we are not able to perform at our highest in or on our job, because we're always working, and so we are burnt out. Even in terms of the family, we're always taking care of the children and we don't find any time for ourselves.
Mhm.
So social life is very important. I don't know why I segue to that, but very important, right? So as a minister, I said before that I don't just see potential or talents, I see purpose. I see that what you carry is divine assignment and that you were created and you are equipped, and with further development, you will be able to fulfill. So I look on it as a call. And since it is a call, then I know how to coach these women and to help them to steward what God has given to them.
Mm.
My faith also allows me to see them in a broader scope, not with any form of limitation.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I'm able to identify now the gaps that and the limitations that are preventing, this person from maximizing their potential. So with the leadership skills that I would have learned in theory and practical, I am now able to strategize and to see how I can elevate this person. It might mean that you need to do some public speaking. It might mean that you need to learn a little bit more about social media. It might mean that you need to learn something about, how you present yourself, right? So whatever it is that you need to learn. So I lead them and ask the deeper question, what were you created for and who are you called to serve?
Mm.
And what legacy will outlive your life? My faith also keeps me humble because when I see, some of these women, because of humility, I'm able to be patient with them, to
Mm.
work with them. And patience and humility is a strong leadership character. As a leader, you should be able to look at your staff or look on the people that you influence and be able to see them greater than what is currently existed or what is currently displayed. And I think the Lord looks on us, like that. He doesn't look on our now. He looks on, who we were created to be, our purpose. And that's why he has mercy on us too, right? So with that, being able to identify the gap, being humble, sometimes you have to do a little research to, to help the person, right? Because leaders don't always know everything. So that's what I do. That, from my faith, I am now able to, I'm convicted that this person can become who they were created. And I must say that I am convicted the more because of the process that I have been through in my own journey.
Mm-hmm.
That he says that I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. I never had the money to go to college. I struggle with people's perspective, right? Limitations. And so I would have navigated that, overcame the challenges. I'm at a better place. And so because I remember where I'm coming from and being humble, I'm able to, based on my experience, identify what is missing in this person and how I can elevate them.
Mm.
All right. So, and with love. Yes. Leaders must have love.
Love is so important. So let us take a quick break and we'll come back. We'll talk about visibility and how that can affect some women. Let's take a quick break and come back.
Yes.
I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid. I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid. I wake up in the morning and I praise the Lord. I thank him for his protection and I walk in his steps, declaring that today's provision is set up for me. I love God and I love my friends. Yeah, I'm a bold kid. I'm a bold kid. I'm a bold kid. I put on my armor and I read his word, blessing come out of my mouth. Cause I know to whom I belong, I am bold for Christ. Holy Spirit dwelling within me, carrying his presence wherever he sends me. I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid. I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid. Loving others as he told me to pray for healing, miracles to see, knowing my identity in Christ, he is in me. I am a bold kid, he loves me, standing firm on his word, proclaiming everything I heard, not afraid because he is with me. Be bold. I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid. Put on my armor, and I let His word blessing come out of my mouth, because I know to whom I belong. I am bold for Christ, Holy Spirit dwelling within me, carrying His presence wherever He sends me. I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid.
Welcome back to In the Spotlight. Our guest is Dr. Kereisia Brown-Lysesam, founder of Empower Her to Succeed movement. All right, so Dr. Kereisia, visibility often triggers insecurity for many women, and you touched on that earlier today. Why some women want to remain behind the scene. All right, so many women struggle with confidence when stepping into visibility. How do you help them shift from permission seeking to purpose driven leadership?
All right. So I have to help women to make the critical shift. But I want to say this, and this is my perspective on what I want to speak about confidence. I believe that we are all confident. I believe that confidence is in each and every one of us. So when persons say that you are not confident, you don't have any form of confidence in yourself, I don't believe that. What I believe is that you're confident, but it is suppressed by maybe rejection, fear, or judgment, right? And as soon as you start to remove those, then the confidence it starts releasing, right, or being exposed. So when we talk about, women, being visible, of course they will struggle somewhat, but I help them to create that shift by letting them know that you don't need permission from anyone to be who you are and to show up as the person that you are, because you are called and you are purposeful, right? I have seen where ladies confide in me and they will say that and I'm not talking about the story itself, but the narrative of the story is like as soon as they start building their brands, then people who they're expecting, to support them, they are no longer supporting them. And I always say to them that there are some persons who they can tolerate the person that you used to be, but they cannot tolerate who you are now. Not being able to tolerate who you are now is not your tragedy. Somewhat, it's not that you're not humble, but guess what? You have to show up with some level of confidence if you are going to be visible, right? So I challenge the women to recognize that their hesitation, because some of the women they hesitate to be visible. Some says I'm waiting. Some says I'm talking to God, right? And even though I'm a minister, I always say to them that once you identify that this is what God wants you to do, then do not wait. Some will say that I'm praying some more. And I will say to you, praying for what else? It is vivid that this is what the Lord wants you to do. So you need to start now. Showing up, I say to them, I said, listen, some persons want to show up based on perfectionism. Once you get the idea, then show up as best as you can. And after you show up, identify the gaps, build your weak areas, turn them into strengths, and show up in a greater way. So I help them to identify whose permission they are seeking and why. Because these sometimes are rooted, from the rejections that they would have been through, cultural conditioning and childhood trauma. And so it prevents them from showing up and for them to stay behind the scene. But I remind them of the truth. I remind them that you are called to serve and there's no excuse. You must show up. You must be the person right? You must be purpose driven. So as a purpose driven leader myself, I have to help them, and sometimes I have to hold their hands, right? Like in the brand academy, I got the opportunity where we will be doing an interview. Someone would have reached out, and one person said, Miss Dr. Lysam, I hope it's not me you're doing first. And I said, even if you're first, you must prepare yourself, and you are already being prepared. So guess what happened? You will be able to do what you are supposed to do. So with the scars that they have, I tell them, I said, you are qualified. So obedience, just as though I was obedient and show up with the resources. And I thank Dr. Laxley for this song, for her to succeed talk show. And I really thank you so much, sir. And I attribute that to you. When you show up, regardless of the resources you have or the limited resources, I say to people, if you are giving somebody a job as a contractor to build a house, it's not the contractor's responsibility to provide the resources, the cement, the blocks and steel and all of that. It is you who is giving the contractor the job. So if you are purposed by God, you don't need to worry about the resources. You need to show up. And when you show up, then God will do the rest. So when the Lord told me about Empower Her to Succeed, I did the flyer and I showed up, and then God said, all right, Dr. Laxley, my daughter need a song, so give her a song. Right? And even the retreat that we went, somebody else reached out and just said, all right, I'm going to be giving, a little donation. So we really need to show up, because we don't have the resources internally, but God will send the resources from people, what we call them, destiny helpers, don't it? Right. So, I mean, that's what I really have to say about that, read the ladies.
Wow. So, like we said, you're so gifted, and you're so talented in so many different capacities. And like we're saying this evening, Dr. Kereisia, is that your work is so empowering and really uplifting women, right?
Yeah.
So, with that, even though you have the academy, there's another side to you, which is the publishing and storytelling and voice, right? So, that is, of course, another powerful dimension of the work that you do, where you help women to find their voice and own their voice. So through Empower to Succeed publishers, you help women to actually tell their stories.
Yes.
So share with us, why is storytelling such a powerful tool for healing, authority, and even just legacy?
All right. Before I even go into that, I want to say two things here. You know that sometimes I just sit down and I would just hear the voice of the Lord says, start Empower to Succeed publishers, or start this and start that. And you already know that if I am going to start something, I am ready. I'm like a bullet that is ready to trigger. So once I get the idea, and I say the same thing to the ladies, I said, look here, once you get an idea, then you need to start. So how did I started this publishing? Before that too, the Lord says to me that in any area that a woman comes to you, you are to help them. So it doesn't matter what area. But we have the pillars in terms of the faith and the finances and it says any area. So this came about because there was a young lady in the academy and I was really helping her for a book launch, right? And I said to her, I have been talking to her. I've been to, many book conferences, book writing conferences and so on. I even found myself ended up in California once by myself in Sacramento. right? All the way there. I got a scholarship, and I like those. I just like adventure. I like, I'm very adventurous. So if somebody give me a scholarship to go anywhere, I will find my way. So I got the scholarship and I went there and I went to several others. I learned a lot. I learned a lot. And while talking with the young lady in the academy, I realized that some of the questions that I was asking her, I'm not downplaying anyone in terms of publishing, because I am growing, right? But it was far fetched. And I said to her, no, because I'm very curious. I said, can I see your manuscript? And she sent the manuscript to me, and I said, in my mind, I said, you are my sister. I cannot allow your manuscript to go out like this. It was not organized. It was not formatted. Um, it was just her story, and not, outlining, strategies that people can really use from her story. While the story was powerful, the messages were all over. So one of the first thing I did was to, separate the book into different parts, because she was talking about the restored woman. I never saw in it how a woman can be restored. And I'm like, if you're going to be writing a book about the restored woman, then how did you receive healing? What strategies you use? What steps you use? I was not seeing that, vividly. I kind of put myself in a little situation because I'm always doing a lot, and the book launch is like maybe a month from now. And I remember the Lord saying, anything that the women come to you with and that they need help, you need to help them. And I said to myself, I said, God, I am going to have to help this young lady. But I said to her that, in the industry, we don't want to bruise anyone. It's very important that we don't want to bruise anyone, in any industry. We want to be collaborative instead of hurting the other. So I said to her that you're going to have to talk with the person, and you will have to make your decision. I'm willing to assist, but I'm not going to make the decision. I shared with you the things, that is needed. And it was a Monday night, and I said to her, get back to me by Wednesday. The next Tuesday, she did not say anything to the publisher. The publisher sent back and told her that she will no longer be available. I mean, without any communication. And I was like, Lord, you're serious? Because I was hoping, that it could be worked out otherwise, because I was already crammed, with work. So I now have to go display some things to help. And I took up the project and I started. And within 3 weeks, I was able, and of course, I gave up some of my nights. It's low budget, but I am so happy that it came out, so good. Came out based on, reviews. I really put my all into it. And right there, it just came to me, Empower to Succeed Publishers.
Wow.
There's another young lady who I interviewed on the talk show. Not everything can be free, because, you have to continue the brand, and, when you're doing activities, you have to pay for it. But when she came on the show, her story was so touching. Not only that, too, it was a minister friend of mine who had reached out to me about her and told me that she had a book, that she wrote it. And when I listened to the story, I had some more ISBN, and I said to myself, I have to help, because we're talking about empower her to succeed. And she's not in the capacity now, to pay for any, because, publishing cost is high. If you don't have your 2,500 or your 1,500, then you're not going to be able to publish, or your 3,000. And it's a reality. People have to charge because it's their business. I'm looking at it from a different perspective. Yes, I'll have to charge, but I want it to be at a place where I can empower her to succeed, to put her story out there, to bless somebody else, in terms of this lady here. And that's how I really started read publishing. Um, every story per se, it's a bridge between a pain and someone else's freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
The young lady in the academy, the one that I just wrote the book for, she just got a little contract. Let me not say little, she just got a contract where she was asked to come to a church and to talk to a group of women from her book. Still have
Mm.
to do some more work behind the scene, to assist because the academy weeks are not yet completed. It will be finished by the end of January.
Mm.
So
Right.
if I'm supporting women in any area that they come to me with. And I know
Mm.
that God will bless me, I know that He will open up doors. So healing really happens through storytelling. Back in here in Jamaica, we like storytelling, Anansi said, don't it? We love to hear stories, right? And it is so impactful when you can, share your story about how you went through a particular sickness, or you went through a broken relationship, or you went through some traumatic situation, and how intense it was, and how you were helped.
Right.
Someone can read about that or even listen what you have to say based on your testimonials, and
Right.
find hope that if you have been through it, then I too can
Mm.
go through it.
And, staying with the story and how you change the essence of the story, reframing the story changes everything. So, what happens when a woman finally sees her story not as pain, but as purpose? What is that all about?
Well, I can speak to even the book that was published, The Restored Woman. This young lady was restored, but she's more restored. Meaning that I think everything has changed about her. Looking on the book, speaking from the book, now she's posting like crazy. Everything that she can post. So when a woman stops running from her story and starts running with it, she becomes unstoppable. And I've witnessed that shift as I just shared.
Hmm.
And when the light comes, and the persons recognize that I'm no longer in darkness, that, my dark situation is now providing light for somebody else to see, then that is transformational. When in terms of what happens to the woman finally is that she's going to stop hiding,
Mm.
right? She's going to stop hiding because she now realizes that what she carries is valuable. She's also going to stop waiting. I'm waiting for the right time, or I'm waiting to hear from God. God already spoke, or I'm waiting until I get all the resources, and then waiting to get all the resources 10 years from now, when you could have transformed 10 million lives. And so, guess what now? She's ready to move. She's no longer waiting, ready to be obedient, right? And that is beautiful that someone who has been a victim becomes a victor and now helping others to be victorious in their own lives. All right. So I can say that this woman is now thriving, this woman is now surviving, and she finds pain, she finds purpose in her pain.
Right.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yes. And is now sharing the story to tell others that, listen, you don't need to be stuck in your pain situation. There's hope.
Right.
Sometimes when you're going through things, you feel as though you are the only person in the world going through it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can
Oftentimes.
Yes, if you can find someone who has been through, they realize that, look here, My situation is not so bad after all, you
Mhm.
know. But my situation is not so intense. The answer is right here because sometimes the answer is right around us, you know. And that is why I'm encouraging everyone to share your story. Once you have received healing, because some of us cannot share yet because we are not healed. And then when you share it and not being healed, then it can sound, you know, the pain will come in the pain will be transferred. We don't want no transference of no pain. We
Right.
want total healing. So and if you are not 100% healed, find help. Find it from myself, Dr. Donna, Dr. Laxley. Dr. Laxley is not a woman, but he is someone who can speak about mindset. He can teach you how to transform your mind, and then he has a lot of books that the Lord would have given him, and he has written them. There's a lot of information that you can get from books.
Right.
So it's very important.
So we talk about, we know that. So Dr. Kereisia, we know primarily you're in Jamaica, but you've traveled, you've traveled globally. And we know that you're adventurous.
Very
You're
adventurous.
very adventurous. Um, so let's look at global impact and opportunities. So let's talk about empowerment and access with your work, including coaching and international opportunity and support. Why would you say global access is so critical to the next level of a woman's empowerment?
Talent is really universal, right? I've met some brilliant women who they have a lot of potential, but the environment that they're in is really suffocating them. And so global access is very important because you will now find other persons, whether it's in another country or in another place, that will value what you carry. So where you're at, you're being downplayed because people don't have any use for what you carry, right? So it is very important that global access. And then we are in a globalized world. I mean, you're in America, I'm in Jamaica. So
Mhm.
if the opportunity is there, why not? When you can transform somebody else's life who is in another location. So first for me, as I spoke earlier on, some persons have some talents, some abilities. But if you're at a place where, and we're not saying you're forgetting where you come from
Mhm.
or your friends or so on, but sometimes some people mindset is too powerful for the environment and you have to shift sometimes. You write a book, people in your local circle, I say to the lady, I said they might not buy your book because they're gonna say the $3,000 is expensive, right? When somebody overseas maybe just see the book as powerful that can transform their organization by 1,000. So sometimes, you have to think about global access. It's critical. It really dismantles your invisibility because, as I said before, where you're at, you are invisible because the talents and the skills that you have. That's why God told evil Moses that he's to get out of his country and from his kindred, right? Different mindsets, right? You will be appreciated in a different place. You can't
Mhm.
tolerate what I am, the purpose that I've placed in you. Even with Joseph, I mean, it's very traumatic to know that your brothers, put you into a pit and sold you. But I mean, there was something in him, that purpose that needed to be developed, and so he had to move out of his environment. So it's very important that you might have to come out of your small town, and if that town doesn't have any opportunity or your environment doesn't have, then your talent will die. So we
Mhm.
need to take note of that. But you can go into an environment where you can collaborate, right? So you can somebody can trade what they know to build you, and you can trade what you know to build them. Um, you have equal options. As I said before, where I'm coming from, persons maybe think or believe that certain things are they're surprised at where I'm at now, you know, and so you really can't thrive in an environment. Sorry, like that. Not only that too, you need to make some money, so if you're running a business
Mhm.
or a brand and you're not able to sell your products, then you're gonna have to think globally. And there are a lot of gateways to selling your products
Mhm.
and making a profit on it. So for the coaching and whatever business that I have, I know that my environment will be depleted somewhat, meaning in terms of people buying my products. So I have to make sure that I go to conferences overseas, network with people, go to different events. I mean, I never knew you before, but just by one person, me networking with one person, that person could say, would you like to come on a talk show with me? And the rest is history.
The
No,
power of
you,
power of
yeah,
networking.
right. You are my friends now. I have you as my friends, right? And so networking, as you said a while ago, is very important. And technology, we need to use of technology. Technology will strengthen your brand, will give more access to your products, and it will give you greater visibility. All right.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. You said something that forgetting where you come from, it depends on where you're coming from. Sometimes that's probably the best thing you can do, forgetting but we're running on time here. So what I want to ask you, I want you to bring this home to the listeners out there. For the woman listening right now who feels called but are overwhelmed, and that's many, not just women, men as well. What is the first courageous step she must take today?
The first courageous step that the woman needs to take today is knowing yourself.
Mm.
Mhm.
Knowing yourself. Donna,
Yes.
what do you think about that? Knowing yourself. How important is that?
That is that's a loaded statement. That is the most important thing that is before you can do anything else,
Where you
before
can
you can
identify your purpose.
grow, before you can do anything at all. The most important thing is that you have to know yourself,
Who you are.
who you are, why you are created, not what anybody else think or what
Yes.
anybody put on you.
One of the challenge with that is if you ask most people, if you ask them, "Who are you?" How did I answer that question?
They identify with their job titles or their
Yeah.
jobs.
That is one of the chance. So that's why it's so important. That's a great first step, Dr. Kereisia. We're running short on time, as I said. So we have some quick fire questions for you, and I'll start with the first one. Purpose or popularity, which is more dangerous to confuse?
Popularity.
Mhm.
Yes. Purpose will cost you everything to gain what matters. But popularity will cost you everything to gain what doesn't matter.
Mm.
Right? When you confuse the two, you end up building you're not fulfilled. But
Right.
when you choose purpose over popularity, regardless of who believes in you, who work in you need people to work with you, yes. But regardless of other people's perspectives, you will be fulfilled because you have your global humanity network now and you're doing a great work. Some persons are not willing to go the magnitude that you're working at. Some persons may be jealous. So it's a reality we're talking about here. Some persons might, say that I'm not putting any money out there. I'm not giving up, my sleep, or I am not going to try to do a rally to rally any money. But at the end of the day, you feel fulfilled,
Mm-hmm.
right? With popularity, sometimes if you make a mistake, everybody is gone. And it can be damaging and destructive. So when you choose purpose, then you will be fulfilled that you can transform somebody's life and you're leaving a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you now, calling or comfort,
Which one
which
is more
which
dangerous?
will always win?
Calling.
Mm.
Calling will always win. Calling is not easy at times. It can be heavy and it will require you to work a lot, right? But comfort will, trap you and allow you to feel safe, just like with your job. Some of us, we have a job, because of safety. We're trying to, safeguard ourselves. But at the same time, you're not comfortable with the job. It makes you uneasy. It makes you feel unfulfilled and miserable. In fact, I've seen persons around me who are working in organizations for 20, 30 years, and all they're waiting for is retirement. And they are miserable. And
Mhm.
they'll say to you that I have 5 more years. Just the other day, somebody told me they have 5 more years. I say, you're going to wait here for 5 more years when there are so many things that you can do. So you stay for 5 more years. You feel unfulfilled. You feel like you can't be bothered, and so on. But when you are called and you're doing what makes you feel happy,
Mm.
then it will even allow you to live a little bit longer. So I
And
I choose
and
calling.
longer we want to live, of course.
Yes.
So this is a one word answer. One word that defines this season of Dr. Kereisia's life. One word.
One word for me is obedience.
And what a great place to end it. Obedience.
Mhm.
Big
Yes.
word. All right, Dr. Kereisia. Awesome conversation. Final word from you.
My final word, sorry, for all the women and also men, because I'm not leaving them out. Futuristic, I'll be integrating men too,
Thanks
right?
for including me, by the way.
You felt a bit lonely, Dr.
I'm
Stevenson.
good. Just thanks for including me.
So I'm going to have, I'm just saying, for a little joke, empower him to succeed Brand Academy soon. Just to include you. But my final word is that everyone is important. Women out there, do not hide. Value yourself. Get a mentor if you don't know how to move yourself from where you're at into success. And remember that limitations limits you,
Mhm.
but it does not have permanent hold on you. And because it doesn't have permanent hold on you, if you can increase your mindset, your perspective on how you see where you're at now, and at least look through the lens of life and the lens of the lives of others who would have been where you're at, then there is hope. Just remember that you are important, you are valuable. And guess what? You yourself, you're the strongest brand, separate from products.
Mm.
You yourself is the biggest brand. And you can decide not to sell yourselves as products to make money, but you can sell yourself in such a way that it can transform others. You can give hope to others. And you know, when you're doing that, internally, God will reward you. So you don't need to worry about that. So I want to encourage you today to know that were born for a purpose. God says, "For I know the plans I have for you," in Jeremiah 29 and verse 11. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. The Bible says, "Faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God." So if you heard what I said a while ago, knowing that God has a purpose, why sit back? Why wait? Why being afraid to show up? Why are you hiding? Today, I want to call every woman out to show up, to be strong, and to know that what you carry as pain can be the freedom for somebody else. So don't give up on yourself because you are giving up on others. And God bless you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for that. You are the main brand. Main brand. So important. So as we close, one message should resonate clearly, and it's that empowerment without execution is incomplete. What we heard tonight is a reminder that faith must be lived out boldly, that visibility requires stewardship, and that purpose demands responsibility. True empowerment is not about applause, it is about preparation, obedience, that that one word, and action. So I want to extend my sincere gratitude to you, Dr. Kereisia, for sharing your wisdom, your story, and for having that unwavering commitment to building women who lead holistically and unapologetically. Thank you for reminding us that when women are equipped with clarity, structure, and faith, they don't just rise, they sustain. And also, thanks for joining us in the earlier segment of
Yes.
this broadcast. Your contribution there was just powerful. We thank you for that. So, Dr. Donna, I'm going to pass it on to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Kereisia, for once again joining us this Monday evening. And I echo Dr. Stephenson. I am just sitting here and soaking up all your words of wisdom, and I hope that your message this evening resonated with someone who's listening to us this evening,
Yes.
or even on the replay. Um, go back and listen to this and really pay attention to the words that was shared with you, because so much wisdom was shared this evening. And it's always a pleasure to have you here. You
Thank you.
have so much knowledge, so much wisdom that you share with us, that we all can take and move forward in our lives. But once again, the show must come to an end. And I do thank all I do thank all our listeners for being here with us this Monday evening. I know it is the beginning of the week, so you all go out there and be safe,
Yes.
powerful, be intentional.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you all to, like always, go out there and do one act of kindness. Or you know what? It's Monday, so you have the entire week to do every day of an act of kindness, right? Whether it's just giving someone a encouraging word, or a compliment, anything at all. But most importantly, I ask you to find a stranger, someone you do not know,
Mm.
and show them kindness. Let's just go ahead and start spreading kindness throughout our community and our environments, so that we can all spread our love and our kindness and make this world a better place. So with that, we do thank you for joining us on In the Spotlight this Monday evening, and have a wonderful and blessed evening.
Step into the spotlight. Got the lights on, Cameras roll, time to break the mold. No more silence, every story's gotta be told. Truth in the air, no filter, no disguise. Real talk, real change, we open up your eyes. We got the voices that are changing the game. Fearless, unchained, calling our names. From the struggles to the rise, we expose, we ignite.